The weatherman will tell you in Nebraska that with them, it's their best estimated forecast. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Well, hello, you guys. I've missed you.
We missed you too. Where you been?
I've been right here.
Oh, have we?
Well, I guess we've just been missing each other.
I guess so. Good to see you all.
Yeah, it is. Or good for you to see us, anyway.
They're such goofs. This is Glenda with Fralins and Friends.
And Buster.
And Rosie.
And they are my pals. Aww. Oh, it is a very warm day. It is 80 degrees. Yesterday I told you I probably wouldn't be outside for a little bit because it was supposed to rain for the next 3 days, according to my weather page on my computer. And now it is not supposed to rain. It's supposed to be warm all week long. That's Nebraska weather. And we just live with it. It's like winter. You can have a very cold, freezing day one day, and the next day can be 50s, 40s, and I mean like below zero, and then up into the 40s or 50s. Believe me, at that time of year, 40s or 50s are just like a very nice warm day. But seasons are weird here. And by summertime, when we get up into the 90s or even hundreds, as sometimes happens, then we will be in our air conditioning, and a 60 degree or 70 degree day will be a nice cool down. And in spring, it's a yo-yo. Spring and fall are yo-yos. So they can be like 80 degrees or 39 degrees. The weatherman will tell you in Nebraska that with them, it's their best estimated forecast. And they use a global, national, and local, all those different information sources to come out with all the predictions, and they share them, and it's like, okay, those all seem to line up, and then the next day it won't be lined up at all. So that's Nebraska. But we're coming into tornado season, and I have a tendency, I have worked with the Red Cross as on the disaster team, and I've lived in Tornado Alley all my life, and by golly, I'm a nurse, so I get bossy, and I don't mean to be bossy, but I don't know that I'm bossy, as I just tend to be very caretaking. And even on YouTube, if I hear that somebody has been in a tornado warning or whatever, and I don't think they're doing what I think they should, because their way they're putting the timeline together is not the way I'm seeing it. So, but I don't, it's just my nature to come out and say, please get to the lowest portion or the interior portion room of your house and cover yourself and try not to have debris falling on you. Get your kit together with a radio and flashlight and something to cover yourself with, a blanket or whatever, and maybe even something to drink, because you could be there an hour or more. And that's just something that I just need to say when I see that stuff, and I will put it in my comment on their site, and it doesn't mean I think they're dumb at all. It just means, oh wow. You don't live in Tornado Alley, but that doesn't mean that you know what, it's like, And we have seen more devastation over the last decade, more than we've been used to for a while. I know there were times back in the 20s and 30s and stuff like that where there were some really big ones, but F5s, F4s are seen. We have seen them, but they generally are the extreme. Most of the time what we see are anywhere from an F1 to an F3. But turn on your NOAA weather radio if you are in any kind of place where and situation where a tornado seems possible. Thunderstorms, tornadoes brew out of thunderstorms all the time. And what they'll look for on a weather map, like on the TV, when they're watching that, they'll look for what is called a hook echo. And it's a part in the clouds where it's kind of reddish or orangish and just kind of has a little hook echo. That doesn't mean there is a tornado, but there's a possibility of one. So, and trailers, if you live in a trailer or mobile home, get out of it. Please get out of it and get to a ditch, or some trailer parks have a designated building now that is built specifically for you to go there in case, if there is tornado. We've been through tornado warnings, thank goodness. I've never actually been in a tornado. I've seen spinners, like where they'll just come down little bits and could form, but they don't. And I've watched big rotations in clouds that never formed. But fortunately, I've never been actually in one. However, I've worked in the situations after, and it's not a good sight. There have been some very major ones. When I was working with the Red Cross disaster team, that just were totally heartbreaking. And people were doing the best they could to take care of themselves, but you just never know. Things happen. So, thank goodness we don't always have loss of life. Most often it's loss of property, but that can be a big deal. I mean, if you lose all the clothes, except what you're wearing, if you lose your home, lose all the food, medications, all that, that's what we were a relief team for. And so there's just a lot that goes into the aftermath, which includes emotional support, and that's for both. So I'm just saying, we are in what is considered the primary tornado season. It can be any time of year.
Really? When? Anytime?
Well, yeah. It can even happen in winter.
Really?
It has. It's happened in winter. And it's happened in fall and summer and spring.
Wow.
Yep. And you don't have to be in Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley, what's that? Well, Tornado Alley is where the most confirmed and devastating tornadoes have happened over a certain period of time. And it stretches from Texas right now, from Texas up through Oklahoma, little parts of Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. Wow, that's a lot of space. Well, they don't all get hit at once, but yeah, it is, and it can be very bad. So, it's just best to be prepared. I hope so. What's the worst you've seen? Well, some call it the Hallam tornado, but it was actually, it hit, oh man, it went through 3 counties and it tore up a good part of several towns. It destroyed the town of Hallam, and I think they were just determined to rebuild anyway.
Really?
Yep. I don't know how much got rebuilt, but took a lot of barns and farm rural areas. Wow. What else? Well, one time I saw a mobile home that had been sitting alone. It wasn't in a park. And it was twisted like a pretzel. Don't be in a tornado when it happens. Nope. So anyway, that's all I want to say today. I am so happy for the nice weather. But just since I was on that topic, I thought it's a good time to say something because it is tornado season. And my hubby just got home. Maybe we can wait and have him come in and say, no, he's not going to be in right away. He's doing something else. So that is it for today. I would have probably been making something out of clay, but not when it's this nice. So I might do something later, but I think today this is going to be the upload because it's been a subject that needed discussion, and I'm not an expert on all of it, so please do consult your disaster sites and your weatherman, your meteorologist. Watch your weather. Just be aware and get the best information that you can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Hey, Buster signing off here.
Yeah, and this is what has happened, or is happening from our little newsroom on the porch.
Good night. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.